What's up guys, Curtis here, and welcome to a brand new season, episode 1 of the Journeyman save. We're still at CSKA Moscow. That's right, we won the league, we won the cup, and boy, did we spend a little bit of money. Let's get into it. So we're actually here the day before the Russian Super Cup, which is where the winner of the league and the cup play each other. Well, I won both, so I think I play against the team in second. But we have a lot of transfer business to discuss. There are some huge outgoings, some enormous incomings, and a lot of money being thrown around. If you guys remember, we had 40 million to spend before the transfer window. That was given to us just at the end of the season. Well, as you can see here, arguably best player for the last 2 seasons, Carlos Alenia, has gone for 47.5 million. Did not want him to go, let me add that. That was his release fee. They put that offer in, I didn't realise that was his release fee. It was valued at like 22.5 mil. I then added in a clause into his contract, offered him a new deal and said it is 60 million. He accepted the contract, but the deal still went through, which is quite annoying because I think we could have got 55, 60 million for him. Like, at the end of the day, he's only valued at 30 million. He was amazing for us. You couldn't really see all of his stats there, but that happened. Next up, Vitinho, 10.75 million. We don't play winger. Same with Sane. We kind of sold him on the cheap, but together they were on like 140k a week between them. So to free up 15 mil as well, and that wage budget, can't complain. Giovanni Lo Celso, I've let go for basically 2.5 mil total because he was out on loan, couldn't find a spot for him. It's just a guy, you'll see why we've replaced his position quite well, and he was on quite big money, so I kind of just wanted to get him out. Then we had a couple of players go on freeze that you guys wouldn't have even known, and then a bunch of loan players. The only ones you might know here, Tikimarov is a striker, Glushenkov is a left wing, but he's never going to play for us. Serrano is a good young striker, but you guys probably don't know any of these, they all went on loan. And then Pontus Van Bloom retired. But we did a lot of transfer business, and I'm going to start with the freeze and the loans, and we're going to build our way up because let's just say I bought in 65 million. We had 40 million to spend. We don't have any left. So that's right. I spent 107 million. We better go and look at them. So, number 1, loan player, bit of depth, attacking midfielder, looks okay. We're only paying 8k a week for him. Just, I wanted to have extra players in the squad for the Champions League. He's got amazing passing and technique. Looks like a really exciting player. Good determination, good flair. Obviously going to be incredible one day, but for that price I thought, why not, eh? Next loan is a striker on loan from Arsenal. 2.5-star current ability. Again, amazing finishing, great acceleration. He'll just be a good advance forward if we get in a situation where we're really lacking a striker. He's valued at 10 mil. He's not bad. He will still do a job if our first couple get injured. We were lucky last year. We didn't have any injury problems. Tielemans was out for 4 weeks, and that was the only injury to our starting 11. So I'm a little bit wary with Champions League football this season of the potential of injury. So I have kind of done it a little bit too much with the loans. We have one more loan in Ben Wood, another one from Arsenal. I didn't scout Arsenal. These were just the only ones that came up for realistic loans. He's a roaming playmaker, advanced playmaker in the midfield. Really good technique. He'll play in central midfielder. Incredible physicals, great determination again. Looks really exciting. I actually picked up 2 players on freeze. Probably not the best of ideas, but like I said, I just was worried about depth. Arturo Vidal, he's a 3-star current ability. Granted, he's lost his pace. He's got 8 acceleration and 6 pace, but that's okay. His mentals and everything are insane. And my thinking is, I want to have enough of a squad where if I want to basically rest everyone good in the league, Arturo Vidal is still good enough to win you games. 3-star is still better than what like a Drissagay was, and we're paying him 76k a week. It's not the end of the world for me. It's also only a 1-year deal. Who cares? And I did kind of do that again with Gonzalo Higuain. Exact same thing here. His finishing still incredible. His passing's incredible. Off the ball, work rate, all that sort of thing's good. And his acceleration and pace isn't too bad. And he'll do a job. That's all I'm thinking of. Players like Gonzalo Higuain, I mean, he's still banging in goals. I mean, obviously he's not doing what he did then. But even last year, 15 starts, scored 7 goals in Serie A. If he was to play every game, he'd score 15 in the Russian league. And that's all we need because we want depth this year. This year is about winning everything. This isn't preparing for the future. And then this guy is another one I actually paid money for. I only paid 275k for him. He looked okay. I don't really know why I got him. It was just a target man. Just seemed a little bit different. I don't know. Now we're actually starting to look at money. This is Davinson Sanchez. He used to play for Ajax. We bought him from Ajax for 20 million, straight fee. Looks like a really exciting player. Obviously, he's looked incredible for Ajax in real life this year. He can play as a defensive centre-back, tackling, marking, heading, all good. Determination, physical and mental stats are unreal. Only one below 11 is Flair. Everyone else is 11 or more. He's going to be our third choice striker behind, obviously, Myasnikov and Jordan Murray, and he's still a really good player. We needed to bring someone in with one of the two of the players going, and I think he's going to be a very, very good one. Alright, this one's quite a big one. This actually, I bought this guy before I sold Carlos Alenya. You'll see Carlos Alenya's replacement shortly. This guy can play DM or central midfielder. I was thinking him as more of a defensive option in the bigger games where maybe you don't want to have Djorkaeff playing in there. You want someone that can, in the Champions League, you don't need to be playing Djorkaeff basically. And this guy can come in, he's got great tackling, his passing, first touch, everything's great. Physical and mentals again are all 11 or more. Really good player, 4-star current ability. He cost us 33 million, he wasn't cheap, but I think he's a very, very good player, and we were buying for the now this year. We weren't buying for the future other than the next guy. We were buying for now. And then we have the Carlos Alenya replacement. I think he's unbelievable. We paid a lot of money for him. 54 million. I'm going to be honest. We paid 54 million for him. If we look at the transfer history, it's 54 million that can rise to 65. Now, I think some of these weren't paid off in one go. There were some that were like, I think there was like 10 mil over a few months for Salza. But I kind of wanted us to just spend our money. I didn't want to leave the club in debt because I most likely won't be here after this Champions League season. I wanted a great year. I think Afonso Salza is very, very good. If we compare him with Carlos Alenya, attributes-wise, it's very, very similar. We're going to put advanced playmaker, support. That's what he's going to be playing. Technique is better. Passing's one worse. First touch isn't quite as good. But then he beats him in teamwork, in vision. His acceleration's a lot better. Very, very different player in quite a few regards, but still very, very good. His mentals are a lot better. I think he's going to be exciting, and he's still only 22. Let's not forget that. He's still very young. There's still an enormous room to grow, and he will be very, very important to our team. So what it's kind of looking like, if I kind of fix the team up a little bit here, we have a lot of different options for players that can play in various positions. I didn't want to improve the strikers. I thought that was fine. I thought we were okay with what we had up top. But this would basically be our starting 11 in the Europa League. The only real changes are, guys, is that we bought in Sergi Darda and we bought in Afonso Salza. That's it. If you imagine, though, we only really had 40 mil to spend. Afonso Salza, I think, is an upgrade on Carlos Alenya because he's 2 years younger and just as good. Sergi Darda is a huge improvement on Djorkaeff in the cup competitions. We've got some youngsters. We've got Davinson Sanchez, an unreal backup centre-back. If we think what we had last year as backup centre-backs, it was Ramos who ended up going, Pontus Wernbloom, and then some guy on loan who didn't play. So we've definitely improved in the positions that we needed to. And still, we're in a situation now where we've got all these players that are 4-star or more, and our potential is still insane for this club. If you ignore those 3 loans in the middle, you've got Kotov, McNamara, both got potential to be 5 stars. Myasnikov, Murray, brilliant. And then all these guys, 4.5 stars. So much potential in this squad, and it's only going to get better. We don't need to be spending crazy money on some of these players. And of course, in February, provided we make it through the group stages, we get Zotov to return. Unreal talent, and we're going to have a really exciting squad. So this is going to be the team that we do go into the Super Cup game with. If we look at the schedule, it's called the Super Cup Final. We haven't been drawn our Champions League group stages. I will show you that as soon as they are drawn, of course. We're only going to play the one game today because we had that big transfer introduction. But this is pretty much this will be our squad for the whole season. You'd imagine Darda would come out for Djorkaeff throughout the season, but other than that, that's about it. I also want to show you guys this guy. You remember I picked him up on a free. He went out on loan to River. It's really interesting when you scroll through all the people's opinions of them. There's one player, this guy, that has 17 judging potential. Reckons he can grow to be a 4.5-star player. So I'm kind of relying on this guy because he seems to have the best potential judging of anyone, and he's the one that thinks he's going to be the best. So I kind of want to use this guy as much as I can. He's going to be a regular in the cups, so hopefully he's very, very good. I'm not sure why his determination has flown down. Is he being tutored? But he's being tutored by Yuri Tielemans. That's probably why his determination has fallen off a cliff. But nonetheless, this is our squad. Let's go into the game and let's beat Rubin Kazan. I've got something in my eye. Quite excitingly too, it does mean we get a new free kick and corner taker with Afonso Salza. I'm sure Tielemans will be a bit upset with that, but incredible free kicks and corners, and he's not so good at penalties. He won't be on those. We'll stick it'll be Yuri Tielemans on there most of the time. But let's go into the game. He's lacking in match sharpness, so he's not going to play much of the game. Molina will probably come on for him. In fact, I'm going to start Molina. Forget all that stuff I've been saying. We're going to give Molina his first start for the club. In fact, guys, I've said all that, and my food is going to be ready in 5 seconds. So I'm going to go grab my food, eat it, and then we'll play this game. Alright, I didn't realise that transfers would take that long. I need to go get it. Let's go win some more silverware. It may only be the Super Cup. Honestly, not really a big deal. The only reason why this isn't a double game is because the first game of the season is against like the worst team I've seen. I think they've just come up. And with all the transfers, I didn't really see the point of it. Also, my colour correction's off again. And I'm really burnt, but it still looks a bit weird. So, I don't really know what to say. I hope it's okay. That wasn't supposed to rhyme. Didn't do the crime. Haven't got the time. If we score, we'll be fine. Pass it down the line. I'm just going to stop my life. That's the luckiest goal. 1-0 to the Seska boys. 1-0 to the Seska. Does anyone call them Seska? Hope not, because that's quite weird. CSKA Moscow 1-0. Lovely, 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 lovely stuff. Are you going to load the highlight today? There we go. Only took you 25 minutes. Tielemans, play it to Molina. It was a great ball. I mean, Marcus Alonso, why he was in so much space, I don't know. I'm taking my watch off because it was really uncomfortable. Tielemans with a really lucky deflected goal. I'm not going to complain though. Happy days. Not happy days, happy days. I don't really know what to say to the team after that. You've got one hand on the cup. Let's make sure you can have it at full time or something like that. The 2 strikers have been absolutely abysmal. Let's hope that it wasn't a one-season wonder for Shelander. He's still got potential to grow. He's still young. Isn't he 21? Or he might be 22 now. He's still 21. He's still got potential to be a better striker, but they're not playing too well today, and that means, Shelander, I don't care who you are, I'm actually not going to bring on who you think. This is one for the future. Andrei Osipov, welcome on the field. We're also going to give Arturo Vidal some game time as a B2B. Box to box, midfielder. Right, well this has been a really, really easy game. I did not expect it to be this dead. 15 minutes to go. We've had basically even possession as them. Ruben Kazan, we've had double shots. We've created 1 half chance. This is one of the most boring matches I've ever seen, and what a way to start our season. Wonder if there's anything else I can show you guys to show you that the start of the season has happened. They've just blazed one over the bar. We win ourselves another little piece of silverware. It doesn't really count, but at the end of the day, the trophy is a trophy. I'm going to say we got away with that today. Is Jordan Murray's morale finally going to pick up? On top of that, yeah, as well, I forgot to say, as well as Alenia leaving, Jordan Murray wants to go. He's still unhappy and wants to leave. He wanted to join Man City. I told him many times no. He still wants to stay. I also had a 50 million offer for Tielemans, but I didn't want to get rid of him. I kept refusing it because he's flipping. He was there when we got here. I feel like we need to keep him. But we lift the Super Cup. We've won it. I mean, it's either us, a team from Moscow has won it every single year since FM started, so that's quite good. We lift the Super Cup. Obviously, we know that. Vidal makes his debut. Doesn't really count. We don't really get any money. That doesn't really affect us. They want Popov on loan? No, because he's our 4th choice centre back. I'm just going to be really nice in that. So our balance as well, which should be important to be said, is 109 million. So bear in mind the income so far this season, we got 100 million from sponsorship, which is just insane. We got 64 mil from players sold. So we've doubled what we got from players sold last season. We've already got more from season tickets, and we've almost matched what we got in merchandising. So we've done well there. And outgoing wise, we've actually spent less on transfers so far this season. Obviously, you've got the stuff per month to go out. Loyalty bonuses were far less. Player wages, obviously, the season's only just started. And yeah, so money-wise, we're doing really well. FFP, we're predicted to be completely fine and not be touched by it. We're supposed to be making money year on year, which is always good. You don't find that too often. But we're a club with just a lot of money in the bank, and that's really exciting. There's a few players. I tried to get Jordi Alba in on a trial. I thought he might be a handy 3rd choice left back. But we haven't really got much money to spend, so I won't be dipping into the transfer window. Few people mentioned about staff. I just want people to know, like, we've basically got the best of each staff we can. Like, if you look at each of these, it's basically like there's a pretty good player in each single one. The only ones we're not top on are technique and tactical coaching. People said about fitness. I've done that. Attacking, shooting. I mean, we've got 3 attacking coaches on 20. Our coaches are very damn good. So don't you guys worry about that. But I guess that brings us to the end of this episode, and I'm going to smash out the start of the league, guys. Next time you see us will be a double header of Lokomotiv Moscow at home, because of course they finished second in the league, and our first Champions League group stage game. See you there for it.